Good morning, Petty, and welcome to your opening match here at MDL Disneyland in beautiful Paris. Because he doesn't have a support with him, xNova can take a little bit more liberties, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to really take out a Brewmaster. In fact, Z-Freak's now going to rotate up to this top lane, make it a 2 for 2, and xNova may be out of position as a result. Z-Freak going to try and cut him off in the trees here. It's going to spot him, get a little damage. Meanwhile, mid lane, look at that, Limbs TA, his legendary Templar Assassin was countered by PSG.LGD's fourth pickup in the maybe Bat Rider, and you can see exactly why. They do manage to catch eventually. xNova inside the trees, Metamorphosis pop by Ame, but Monkeys Forever had plenty of regen to go. That is right next to the lane, so he can get that extra bit of farm. So he is definitely going to be staying far ahead of the TA for the foreseeable future.
Oh, look at this bottom.
Yeah, going to go for a big rotation with the lasso, the pullback here. Chalice has the full opportunity to drain Miracle to death before he can get a level in that reincarnation, as he was still only level 5. And look at that, Ame gave up his safe lane tower, and he says, I'll make a trade-off too. I'll head mid, I'll pop my Metamorphosis. That mid tower was super low anyway. They're going to bring Chalice over here as well to make sure the tower does fall. Meanwhile, top lane, Miracle, he may have gotten the tower, but he was sharing experience and is still not level 6. They're also going to go on mid lane. They surround the Brewmaster, kill him while the Wraith King dies at top. They take the mid tower as well. That was just like a 2,000 net worth swing, and PSG.LGD now up by 4K, 5-1, and it's not even the 10-minute marker yet.
Yeah, very nice rotation from Ame to use the Metamorphosis. A lot of times you'll see Ame and RTZ, they'll use it to farm out the jungle.
Yeah.
They'll use it to, especially for the Ancients. Like both of those players, I think, do that the most.
Inkswell, Snowball's going to be able to dodge that. He is going to run back in, and an Ice Shard's a beautiful one at that. This can turn Complexity's game entirely if they can actually kill multiple heroes here. Chalice does manage to sneak away with his TP. Monkeys Forever just a little bit slow on popping that Primal Split and getting out the tornado needed. If they could have caught the core.
He's here to hit towers with his meta when it is available. And this should be a free tier 2 is, I mean, everybody from Complexity is filtering in, and 3-4-3, it looks like he does want to set up for the fight right now, but tower's going to fall quickly, and Miracle, his first life is going to pop. They have to try to defend him here, but Bat Rider,
the Snowball's going to be able to save him. The Brewmaster is on his way with Blink Dagger right now. Is he going to be able to appear in time? There goes Clap. There goes Primal Split as well. He starts getting out the disables. They're going to go for Ame first, it looks like, but the lasso's up, and Ame is still swinging. He's going to be able to take Miracle down fast, and even with the disables, there's no damage behind any of this, and that means Complexity are just going to get almost wiped here. 3 of the 4 end up falling, and the Brewmaster will be able to escape with his life intact, but only because the Primal Split was used.
In fact, they decide to go back because, I mean, no opportunities given, and I think they don't really want to blow their lead. But I would have been even okay for the forced high ground to at least get people to come back.
Ame, Snowball coming out for him. They think that PSG.LGD is a little bit isolated here. The Doom is going to come out, the Primal Split as well. They're going to be able to kill the Tusk yet, but they're controlling up Ame. But so many heroes are here from PSG.LGD. They were not that far away. They're going to try and burst down FY, but he's being healed up. Both the Decrepify and the Drain coming out from the Pugna is going to be able to keep him alive. Miracle's linked him away. He has 14 seconds still. Reincarnation is back up. That's not going to be long enough. It looks like he will fall here. Once again, Complexity try and take a fight, and it's in error, as they were not strong enough to be able to take the engagement. They lose 2 and potentially 3 here, as Monkeys Forever is going to be bounced back by that flame break of Maybe. Tries to go for the TP out. He's going to take out, though, mega kill streak for Maybe. Even xNova, well, looks like he was a little bit separated from his team as they all chase back for that Brewmaster. Complexity do at least get some small pick out of that terrible fight.
It is a single core TB.
Yeah.
Which is always kind of nice to play against.
And I can kind of see how late game you would probably have to overplay your lineup a bit, but you could beat a single core TB. Limp is going to be able to blink away just before Maybe was able to get the lasso, but Maybe is closing in, has a flame break, is going to get hexed up, but he's still, with all that extra movement speed, going to be able to pull Limp back. Z-Freak was not able to stop that kill, and now Z-Freak going to try and go for the TP out, but there's the Yules to be able to stop him. Brought back down to earth and to his own doom, as it is now 4-13, 8,000 net worth lead for PSG.LGD.
So far, he's been quite dominant, 7-0-4. He's been in 11 out of these 13 kills for his team. He's created so much space for Ame.
3-4-3 in trouble. Decrepified up. Snowball's going to be able to stop that life drain, but obviously he's surrounded by too many heroes to make any cool moves.
Because as soon as you have meta, you can fight. Whereas Naga, you need to just keep power farming, keep power creeping, cutting waves. With TB, you push in the waves, you get aggressive, you can take towers early on. I think that's more of the missing element that they were looking for. Plus, they have multiple ways to go high ground and punish. And they still have team fight with the way that their heroes are set up as 3-4-3. I mean, he went for it, but most likely will be punished for this play.
At the same time, Miracle is just being kited around by Maybe, who's keeping his distance away from those skeletons and away from a potential Wraith Fire Blast. He's just going to make sure that Miracle can't possibly TP away, but let his team do the dirty work and come in when needed. Now we're going to be looking at net worth that's going to be encroaching upon 10,000 gold lead. By this early, it is looking more and more hopeless for Complexity.
I think if
that the next team fight could go their way.
Another DPS item, they would just lose.
Yeah.
Like, you need to be able to fight, because I think the high ground attempt from PSG.LGD is going to come soon as top lane Doom out onto this TA. Limp's just going to go down. And even with the BKB cap, he doesn't really have an answer to that.
No. Certainly not. I love the way that Chalice just kind of chilled out in the trees, waiting for his Doom to find that initiation. Maybe he's in a bit of trouble here, though. Surrounded, they're going to try and chainsaw him as best as possible. The Grimstroke tries to come in and help out. The double lasso is going to ensure that they both die. It wasn't even close. Maybe took about 400 damage. Still had another 1,400. And now with the double damage and Ame ready to go with the Metamorphosis, this is looking like we could see a high ground push.
Score 4-20 as, I mean,
maybe he's just really going for it at this point. It seems like he has no chill whatsoever. He had no lasso, and he's still trying to go for Z-Freak, and he's tanky enough that he's actually taking this 1 versus 2. Might be able to survive as the one goes off. Ame, just a little bit of extra style in there. Will Sunder maybe to keep him alive, because Ame has that extra life in the Aegis. And Monkey's, he's entirely right. PSG.LGD, they have no chill in this game. As their Wraith King is nowhere nearby. Maybe comes in through the side from the trees, hoping somebody from Complexity was a little lapse in their spacing. Not going to be caught. And looks like Complexity going to give up this lane of racks until the Aegis is down, which is in 25 seconds. But Ame is going to use that full 25 seconds here. They've got 1 lane of barracks. Now going to go for the tier 3 at mid. Radiance is finally here. Complexity, can they do anything to be able to hold this? They've got all their item timings now. Miracle has already lost his reincarnation. We have the last one, the BK beat up Templar Assassin, going to be controlled up. They're going to be locked in by that Grimstroke as well. Miracle in his second life is already gone. The BKB is going to wear out eventually for the TA, who's currently doomed up in the back line. X-Nova controlling 3-4-3 as well. Monkeys Forever is only alive because the primal split is just not being dealt with right now. 3-4-3 does actually manage to kill the Grimstroke, drop the gem, but that's it. GG is called from Complexity. Pretty much a flawless performance by PSG.LGD.
Yeah, that was insane. They were so thorough about this game. Every single time he comes for CS, he gets hit 3 times, and he gets nuked out. And this is going to get a little bit worse because the Lena's actually found a regen rune after using all of her mana pullout.
Nice little juke around there from Monkeys, but it's going to be Miracle who managed to pick up the first kill on Chalice. First blood for Complexity, and now Z-Freak's going to join him as well. And wait for the creep wave to push back into them so they can finally get some CS.
Oh, look towards mid is Limp. Might have gotten a little bit too far.
Yeah, there's going to be the cast as well as that Maledict missed LSA, and Limp going to be hit by one of those final shots. The tower will take the kill, and that is a big-time win for LGD, as you said.
Complexity have the much better lanes. Chalice getting zoned out here. FY. I mean, both these heroes sort of need levels, and they're not really getting them.
Yeah.
Not nearly the game that Chalice had last game.
Chronosphere just going to be thrown out there. Ame is hoping to be able to get some stuns here because he definitely needs it. Monkeys Forever is going to just be able to play a miniatures. Ame's really going to try and commit for that. Oh, this is a dangerous game to play against a Bat Rider. Monkeys Forever thinks he's going to be able to take advantage of it, but there's only so much Firefly left, and Ame's just going to play a little bit wise here and jump away with his TP scroll. Meanwhile, maybe he's trying to jump around and go for Limp right now. Might be able to get this kill underneath the nose. Now the healing salve. He's running out of mana, but the Sprout is going to be able to lock him in. Chalice drops a bit low, but 343 is out of spells, and he will not be able to get vengeance for his lost mid laner in Limp, unless Z-Freak can somehow, he's a little bit far away, momentary stun out from the Inkswell, but now they're actually going to turn and fight a little bit. Monkeys Forever's coming over with the Firefly, but maybe with that extra bit of damage, not going to be enough for Z-Freak. They are going to be able to kill the opposing mid, but Z-Freak will lose his life. It's 2-for-1 exchange, but I feel like given the way that started, Complexity's got to be kind of okay with it. 44-16 over the Storm Spirit, but you compare the Void next to the Morphling, there's a very big difference there as well. So one side winning their mid lane, the other winning their safe lane a little bit harder. There is going to be maybe with a long jump in onto 343, trying to kill him before the Inkswell can go off. The stun is going to be there. Now he's silenced up as well, but does manage to get the kill, kills the Spirit for the extra bit of gold as well.
Yeah, nice attempt by Limp on the high ground, but he was just way too far out. That was the max distance he was going to get. His Limp doesn't quite have the mana for his ulti.
It's the disarm. Z-Freak is quite low here, and he does not have a whole lot of armor. Chalice blocking move with Sprout, but gets a little bit too close to Miracle, who's going to take advantage of this. Goes for agility, not going to be disarmed, though. The silence not going to do a whole lot. Chalice does manage to get away and goes for the TP out. FY playing a dangerous game, but is able to zip on over to finish off that Doom and get away from Miracle.
And that's all on the back of that Javelin that he's picked up very early on, almost level 6 himself as this 4-position Pango. I mean, it's a very greedy support hero, I feel, because he doesn't really come with a stun, doesn't really have the ability to just like go gank easily, and his laning phase is
it might be Jim off, and it is. FY gets a little lucky on the lucky shot, and now they're going to be able to catch his 343. It's beautiful body blocking there from Chalice, will help secure the support kill as well. Now Monkeys Forever is going to be caught trying to farm up the neutrals, but that's where Storm wants to be as well, and he had an arcane rune to make the kill easy.
I'm good with him just farming. He's level 10. He can make his rotation top 2 if he wants, but I really want the Storm to smoke right now. One way to deal with having so many different counters to you.
I'm just going to go in. Maledict onto Z-Freak. The paralyzing cast bouncing back to Z-Freak. 2 helps with the damage needed to be able to get that kill. But the lasso onto the Storm Shield with the Inkswell. The silence is a nice combination. Monkeys Forever took so much damage from the DD, and now the 343 is going to be caught inside the spot. That's 3 dead. Complexity choose another ill-timed fight in PSG.LGD. They know they have some great late-game heroes, and they're fine with the pace of game as is.
I think the reason why he hasn't rotated is because the Doom hasn't hit 6 for some time. But now that he is, maybe he makes his way on a Chalice up at top lane.
There is going to be a kill. The Rolling Thunder thought about going in. Instead, they're just going to leave Chalice.
No way.
The TPO, no! Complexity! They should have had the guaranteed kill. Meanwhile, Monkeys Forever trying to defend his tower is going to die here. Now the Rolling Thunder is going to come in as they see Limp is going to be caught as Chalice comes back in. Remember me? Tried to kill me, didn't get it. Now I'm going to be able to kill you too. Miracle turns into a Pango, can use that swashbuckle to try and jump away as the extra bit of HP will help him survive, but maybe is not backing down either. He's still going to try and go for this kill despite the 2 health bars here. They're going to be silenced up, gets the extra Javelin proc. The Morphling falls. Z-Freak, he's going to do him up. They need this kill. They need it badly. Monkeys Forever is trying to boost his way over, misses out on the sneaky napalm, wasn't quite close enough. Now the flame break, beautiful setup, is going to be able to silence on the Void. The silence on the bat throw is going to be slowing down the sneaky napalm. They need to be able to catch him. Finally, they do get the lasso. The time Monkeys going to be able to stop this in turn. Monkeys Forever is dead. Oh man, 2 seconds up. Maskamatic's got to wait out that, but he will be able to catch up to Z-Freak eventually here. Ame, much like Chalice, they tried to go on him, failed to get the kill, and as a result, he turns around and kills his offenders. Oh, top, like once again, coL is just a bit behind in their items, and as a result, not willing to try and take fights just yet.
And they shouldn't be, not right now. I think they've sort of missed out on that timing window as FY. Popping it.
He's going to try and shield crash to get a bit of distance away from Z-Freak. He's going to be caught eventually here unless the Swashbuckle gets away. Meanwhile, the Chronosphere up in the top lane. Very important kills. Even if the Storm Shield is locked in, it doesn't matter. Those 2 are too damn squishy. Meanwhile, back over to bottom lane. We are going to be able to get the last with a successful pickoff onto FY. We are not going to see the same 20-4 score we saw last game.
I was thinking they were going to give this to Maybe, but I think this is probably a new thing where you just don't give your Storm the first Aegis of the game. They're showing multiple heroes at bottom lane. if you're not even going to take any sort of trade, this just feels like it's rough. Because now by the time you try to take mid, maybe there's some turnaround here as all of the TPs
teleport's coming in, and Chalice is not going to die that fast. Little Goodblade's going to come out, not quite enough burst damage. Chalice is probably going to die to Z-Freak now, but Ame is looking to be able to catch somebody here. Not getting any of the cores, so they're just going to have to go for Z-Freak instead. It was an exchange that does favor Complexity just that one little instance, but the fact they gave up their tier 2, didn't get the mid tier 1 tower out of that, it's not going to feel great for Complexities. Now they may be losing monkeys forever. I say maybe, but it's no problem for maybe himself, as the double damage rune gives him a dominating streak. Complexity was already struggling to be able to burst down heroes with their lineup, considering how far ahead PSG.LGD is. That's going to get even worse, as now FY has a mech. So we're going to have a little bit of team fight sustain, making that burst damage less and less viable. Long jump over. They're going to be able to grab the Morphling, who they already have the Spirit Vessel on. They preemptively got the Furion in there. A big Wrath of Nature hit on multiple heroes, but they are going to pull Chalice back to his doom. All these heroes are low, though, and maybe sees it, as well as FY. Two of them down. Complexity now on retreat. Miracle and Limp are pretty mobile, but FY still chasing, does manage to get a lucky shot proc, slowing down Miracle. Now the jump in from the Storm Shield will finish him off with a triple kill for FY. Are they willing to dive the base here? It's looking like it, as they're going to risk the tier 3s. Tries to go for Limp, does not get the lucky shot to slow him down.
Really, the only big kill participation we saw him in was the turnaround at bottom lane, but aside from that, we saw the whiff on the Chrono at top, and it doesn't even change much of the game at all, as they're going to get racks out of this.
He's pretty much the only one that Complexity have been able to take out in these fights, and so he's going to make himself a bit tankier and make his team tankier as well, with the pipes coming up, as you can see. Ame has not died once, Chalice 4 times, but he's willing to take that engagement. Now the blink forward. We have maybe jumping in, causing some chaos. FI is going to try and make sure these heroes are disabled as long as possible. Lives, but he heals himself. They do manage to get the double lasso up here with Miracle being able to burst down the back line. That was beautifully set up. Finally, they get a great Grimshow combination. But Ame, you said he wasn't needed for most of this, and now he's going to show himself. Now he's going to show that he can carry out this game with his BKB. He managed to get 2 kills on the supports, but they have to back up. They were not able to get to that back line. But there it is, a DD rune for Ame. Makes short work of the Roshan. Once again, Ame will be the one to take the Aegis. Complexity, how are they going to be able to set this up?
You got to defend this one. They don't have buyback on Limp, so they'll be pretty all in on this defense, but
3-4-3's got Poach. We'll be able to grab 2 of them with a lasso pullback. Here comes FY to be able to interrupt all the spellcasting, though, with the blue debates already out. They are going to be able to bring down 2 for the BKB. No, Ame doesn't fall. Even the Doom on him with the BKB, he just turns and starts right-clicking some of down these heroes. Limp's going to be pulled back into his Doom, as Doom himself gets caught inside the Sprout, trying to make his way back in the fountain, where maybe is currently residing. And Complexity don't want to watch the massacre that's going to happen inside of their fountain, as they call GG to try and escape, but it won't happen. 5 members of Complexity get wiped out inside of their fountain, as PSG.LGD show that a difference in laning phase doesn't matter. We're going to have the same results as Game 1, Game 2, easily claimed by PSG.LGD.